So this one has a hub. I'll read this overview. Alright. Overview. GP Express, short for GP Express Logistics Limited. Mainly engages in the express logistics and transportation business of the emerald items and was formerly the Marshall Carter and Dark Logistics Department, under the group of interest Marshall Carter and Dark Limited. After separation has begun, it has been independently operating since June 2014, with headquarters in Portland, Oregon, USA, and branches and post stations all over the world. Its leader is currently known to be Skaven Ideal. GOI is good at researches in thaumaturgy, thaumatotechnology, and norm technology and paratechnology, with recruiting employees of thaumaturgy and anomalous abilities to transport and contain anomalous items. The GOI's containment procedures are comparable to those of the Foundation. Generally speaking, the GOI is relatively weak in combat, but individuals' combat capability are stronger, with securities and some employees having great obsession with protecting the goods. All employees fall in the belief of exchanging lives for the safety of goods, with employee benefits better than average soldiers. The Foundation generally does not interfere with the transportation process, as the GOI has enough capability to contain anomalous items for periods of time, under short-term and controllable conditions. Some employees have ignored the trackings by the Foundation, therefore the Foundation can carry out secretly containment after signing for the goods. There also exists in the GOI anomalous items failed in being researched in anomalous humans of substandard performance and tests, which are both SCP Foundation primary containment subjects. There were records in the Foundation that there had been a raid on GP Express Post Station by the GOC, which has caused a small-scale containment failure when the post station was destroyed, thus leading to his relationship with the GOC deteriorating rapidly, evolving into a short-term continuous small-scale war, including but not limited to skirmishes in the cities, air combats, and ground vehicle operations. Generally, any GOC cooperation projects related to GP Express will be immediately rejected and tracked and monitored, with noting of any actions by the GOC against the organization. As of now, there are collaborations between the organization and multiple GOIs, with the three largest cooperative customers being Marshall Carter and Dark, the Factory, and OB Media. There also exists interns recruitments from St. Christina College. It's concerning how it's three allies. Some of the worst groups.
And we immediately go to this group right after Hatchet had to step away briefly.
Oh, the hub is gone.
Oh, well, any of its SCPs still exist?
Yes. It's connected to Shigastan.
Oh!
Leave the horse alone. Oh, we actually got one regular SCP that's not like a bunch of stories. We got one SCP. And a UIU
this
file.
is not a good group.
See, how long is it? Oh, it's also connected to the RICPI.
You know what? Why don't you look up the name of the group and see if they're mentioned?
In here?
Yeah.
It's all I need to see. It's GP Express.
Oh.
Yes. Yes, they are mentioned quite a few times.
Oh.
Yes.
Damn it, we have to read it.
I'll take this one. Alright. Item SCP-CN-1616, Object Class Safe. Special containment procedures. Captured instances of 1616 are to be contained in a low-threat biological containment chamber at Site CN71. To prevent 1616 instances from escaping, plant aroma-based insecticide is to be placed surrounding the containment chamber, with the exception of the minimal number of instances necessary to ensure the continued survival of the colony. All other 1616 instances may be disposed of by incineration. In addition, Class D personnel or other Foundation personnel who have signed the relevant waiver are to be used to feed the 1616 colony 3 times a day by consuming food products containing ginger within the containment chamber. Mole Task Force Roach Avengers is to be assigned to Guangdong Province and the surrounding areas to search for and capture any possible instances of 1616 in the wild. Personnel outside of Foundation who have come in contact with 1616 are to be administered Class B amnestics. All information relating to 1616 on online or digital media are to be deleted. Currently, management of 1616 anomaly has been entrusted to Dr. Shen Zhu of Site CN71's biology department. Description: SCP-CN1616 is a type of insect possessing anomalous properties. Genetic analysis of specimens indicate that 96% of the anomaly's genome matches that of the American cockroach, Periplaneta americana. 3% matches of that of ginger, Shinshibur Vishnau, and 1% is of unknown origin. 1616's external appearance and life cycle are identical to those of non-anomalous American cockroaches. However, they present certain anomalous behaviors. 1616 instances are capable of absorbing any mechanical energy applied to their bodies through an unknown mechanism. With an efficiency rate of over 87%, observation of instances shows that 1616 instances prefer to obtain the energy required to survive by absorbing mechanical energy and converting it to chemical energy, rather than consuming food typically preferred by non-anomalous American cockroaches. As a result of this property, 1616 can typically survive physical attacks. Testing has shown that attempting to crush 1616 instances with a physical object requires an average of 217.6 strikes. Someone had to sit there with a hammer and hit a single one of these instances 217.6 times.
Yeah. But think of this, they probably had to do it with multiple instances. After all, doing it once does not mean that that's the limit. Think of how many times they had to test it until they were sure. Yeah.
In addition, 1616 displays a certain degree of resistance to heat. Testing has shown that 1616 instances are capable of surviving heat of up to 160 degrees Celsius, allowing it to consume products that have been placed in hot environments without risk of death. Of note is that 1616's resistance to cold is identical to that of non-anomalous cockroaches, and thus frozen insecticides remain effective on 1616 instances. While 1616 instances can survive solely on mechanical energy, it is thought that its activity also requires 6-gingerol, a compound in ginger primarily responsible for activating the heat receptors of the mouth, as a supplement. When 1616 attempts to obtain 6-gingerol, instead of seeking out plants of the ginger family or harvested ginger, it typically seeks out human-prepared food, using ginger as an ingredient, typically as a spice. Upon coming into contact with such dishes, the object will typically camouflage itself as one of the other ingredients in a dish. This behavior is accompanied by a mimetic property that causes humans consuming such dishes to be unaware of 1616's presence. If present, an attempt to consume the 6 gingerol present in the dish. If at this time a human subject is consuming the dish, they may mistake 1616 for another ingredient in the dish and begin to chew on it. At this point, 1616 will absorb mechanical energy from the subject's teeth and convert the 6 gingerol it has consumed into an anomalous compound designated -1, formal name 6-allogingerol. -1 is a pungency measuring 270 times that of 6 gingerol on the Scoville organoleptic test, a measure of pungency or spicy flavor invented by human chemist Wilbur Scoville, in which a solution of heat components is diluted with sugar water until a panel of testers is unable to detect spicy flavor. It contains 100 times the chemical energy of 6 gingerol. It is thought that -1 is 1616's primary means of storing energy. After and 1616, I don't know what that word's supposed to be. So I think the translation error happened here. Me?
Maybe it's insecticide?
Maybe. Yeah. After in 1616, insecticide has absorbed sufficient mechanical energy from the human subject's chewing. It will release some of the produced -1. The majority of human subjects will then gag and spit out the 1616. However, approximately 23% of the subjects will endure the spice and proceed to chew and consume 1616.
It's definitely not insecticide, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
It definitely sounds like they're making babies in people's mouths.
God. After this, 1616 will be digested normally, and all remaining -1 will be reduced to 6 gingerol by stomach acid. Testing has shown that the personnel who consume 1616 typically express a slight burning sensation in the abdomen, but no adverse health effects have been observed after consuming 1616. Another feature of 1616 is extremely low resistance to pesticides relative to non-anomalous American cockroaches. Observation has shown that in addition to ordinary organophosphorus, organochlorine, pyrethrin, and carbamate, insecticides, biological aromas such as menthol and lemonade are also capable of simulating 1616 instances to the point of death. At the same time, breeding experiments have shown that 1616's genome, especially sections relating to the chemical resistance, is particularly resistant to mutations. This has caused colonies of 1616 to appear noticeably weak, in addition to as households in the coastal areas of Guangdong, where an anomaly is primarily distributed, typical use such insecticides to remove and kill cockroaches. 1616 colonies in the wild typically do not attempt to gain sustenance from human prepared dishes. Addendum oh. Yeah, Addendum 1 Discovery. SCP-CN1616 was discovered while the Foundation was tracking a package delivered by GP Express Limited. Likely on behalf of the Group of Interest Japan Organisms Improvement and Creation Laboratory, JOICL, this package was delivered to number redacted tower, redacted community, redacted road, redacted district, Guangzhou City, Guangdong Province, PR, China. It was later confirmed that this address was previously occupied by Dr. Shen Shu of Site CN71's Biology Department. As nobody was present to receive the package, GP Express Courier left the package outside the door. The Foundation immediately collected the package after GP Express Courier exited the premises. However, due to nearby residents' pest control practices, some of the 1616 instances in the package had already died. A subsequent investigation revealed that 1616 instances also exist in the wild. It is thought that the packaging was insufficient to prevent 1616 instances from escaping. However, there appear to have been no losses during the shipment process. It is thought that GP Express had applied some degree of protection measures to the package, but these measures were removed upon unloading. Dr. Shin Shu of Site CN71's biology department later indicated that he had worked on creating the 1616 anomaly during his time at GOICL. Following discussion, management of the anomaly was handed to Dr. Shin.
So they made an anomalous, hard to destroy, hard to detect cockroach that can hide itself as food
Yeah.
and reproduces in your fucking mouth. Sorry.
Addendum 2. Document CN1616-01. The following document was sent by a group of interest, Schizosoma Protection Institute, SPI, 3 months after 1616 was contained. RICPI Executive Committee, species number 33020190114027, species name Chinese pseudo ginger, pseudo Shinshibur production level rare, hunted. Oh. Distribution: the species is primarily present in Guangdong Province, China, and in small numbers in surrounding provinces. Overview: the species is of order Latodea family, Latidae, genus Pseudocygiber. Its external appearance and its life cycle are similar to those of the American cockroach, Periplaneta americana. It possesses the ability to absorb mechanical energy applied to it and typically attains the energy it requires from camouflaging itself as part of dish chewing ginger and enticing human to chew on it. Research history: the species was first officially described in 2019 due to its extremely low resistance to chemical pesticides and human hunting. In order to produce ginger flavoring, the species is thought to be endangered. Protection measures: ensuring that the living specimens environment do not contain any insecticides or insect repelling aromatic compounds. Provide sustenance 3 times a day by having a human consume food containing ginger in its habitat. Important notes: we have noticed some people possess resistance to the ginger flavored substance produced by the species. Personal providing sustenance to the living specimens are to be vetted prior to entering the habitat. MTF-03 immediately began investigating areas throughout the Guangdong province in accordance with the document, stating that 1616 is being hunted. Addendum 3 Investigation Report 1616-01. Investigation has revealed that residents of Guangdong province and surrounding areas have been capturing 1616 instances to produce ginger flavoring for sale. Further inspection revealed that 17% of ginger flavoring on the market contained DNA originating from 1616. As of this writing, the Foundation has recalled and retrieved all 1616 based flavoring sold on the ordinary market, and relevant civilians have been anesthetized. However, according to one 1616 hunter, the vast majority of 1616 based food products have been bought by Ambrose restaurants. The Foundation has not been able to determine the location of these products.
So it sounds like they were actually a natural creature in the area, but they've been hunted almost to extinction specifically for the ginger flavoring. And I'm sorry, but it seems hinted that the group we're looking at right now was definitely going to breed them in order to get more ginger flavoring to sell.
That or just cockroach traffic them.
Either one, it's not good.
Yeah, I was about to say human traffic them, but they're not humans, so I said cockroach traffic them.
They're animal trafficking. You know, if they don't even bother humans in the wild, Why bother them for the ginger? I mean, I know ginger is hard to grow, but don't harass the bugs or kill them for the ginger. What do we
So the
rank this group as greedy assholes? I feel like we need to read one of the stories or other things connected
well,
to
I'm
them.
also going to say like one thing, like they have their employees literally sacrifice themselves to make sure the products don't get destroyed. They will literally throw out their own workers' lives.
Well, I already didn't like them. I
Yep, all employees
Okay,
fall into
what kind
belief.
of evil what do we put these as organized? Let's look at the system
I
again.
was
What evil types there are?
I was thinking we put in lawful evil because it is a structured
Yeah,
organization.
let's put it in lawful evil. Makes sense. It was connected to Marshall Carter and Dark. Ugh.
Yeah, it is actually structured, so yeah.
Yeah, they structurally kidnap animals that are going extinct.